How's it going, YouTube? Tyler the Hotshot Holler here. Going to be making a review video here for the Dox Diesel oil filters. So, if any of you don't know, Dox Diesel is a website where you can buy all kinds of diesel filters and stuff like that. It's a very popular website with lots of very good products and some pretty questionable products also. So, the purpose of this video is, to be honest, it is out of spite for Dox Diesel, and the reason is I ordered a filter kit with fuel filters, air filters, and all the stuff for my 6.7 Cummins, and the only part of it that I was concerned about was the oil filter. This was the oil filter that they said I was going to receive, which is the PTC P5335, and this is the oil filter I received, the LPF 780, LFP 780. Now, the reason why I kind of am salty about them is because when I looked on their website, none of their filters had any micron ratings whatsoever. And that's something that, if you know anything about an oil filter, it's rated off of micron ratings. And when places don't list the micron ratings of what their products are, it's kind of concerning, and it's almost like they are trying to hide the quality of their product. So I sent them an email asking about this oil filter, because this is the one that I was told when I ordered I was going to receive. Which I didn't. I never got this filter. I ended up buying it separate just so I could do this video, because this is what I was told I was going to receive, which I didn't. I received this one, like I said. But I sent them an email. They never responded. I did a Q&A on asking them what the micron rating was. Never responded. So to me, I kind of feel that just means that they don't want to share the information that needs to be shared. So I searched the World Wide Web, and for the PTC P5335, I found absolutely nothing. I even went to the manufacturer's website. There was literally no micron ratings found. The only thing that I found was on the website. It said this filter on the PTC website, it is rated at 95%. It doesn't give you a micron rating. It just says it's 95% efficient. So that right there is a huge red flag. For the lube refiner, I searched the World Wide Web, and the only thing I found was it was rated at 25 microns. Or the efficiency was 98% at 25 microns. And I found that on forums and on Amazon. Now, all this information is basically, it's all hearsay. I mean, you see somebody say this, but you actually want to see the source. So that's always kind of, when I have to go to forums to read about an oil filter, usually means I'm not going to ever buy that oil filter. So, the one thing I did find with PTC was that their synthetic filters, like the black boxes, they claim those are rated at 20 microns. So that might actually be a good filter. But I'm just going to give you a quick look at these filters, and you're going to basically see why you probably never want to buy them. So, first off, we'll start with the PTC. Very standard top cap. I mean, no complaints with that. On the other side, we had a nice spring on it. Pretty decent amount of tension. The casing on this one actually wasn't too thin. It was, it is a pretty solid casing. My concern here is this filter. Just with these two, I mean, you can see how much smaller this one is, and these are both the cheap oil filters. So my concern with this is not only is this incredibly small, and it does have a kind of everything about this filter. If you feel it, it just feels cheap. Like this filter, like you can see, like the crappy glue job up in there. This is just a cheap oil filter. Like this material feels like you'd be wiping your ass with like sandpaper. It is not a good oil filter material. If it had a different casing, or a different filter inside of it, this oil filter would probably be decent. But this actual filter is utter crap. Like, it looks sloppy, it feels sloppy. There is really nothing about this oil filter that I like besides maybe the case. That's it. So, moving on to lube refiner. Here's something that I noticed is incredibly concerning right off the start. There is one hole that is incredibly a larger size than the other ones. But on top of that, if you really start looking close, it looks like multiple of the holes. It looks like 4 of them are one size, one of them's another size, and another one's even smaller. So that was kind of very concerning right off the start. On the other end, we've got the good old crappy leaf spring, about useless. Not a very good setup. I hate leaf springs. That's just me. I'm pretty salty against them. Now, this casing is absolutely super thin. It is incredibly thin. Like, so when I have to cut these open, I stick them in a vise, and then I have to put strap wrenches back on them to straighten them back out so I can get out the oil filters. In a previous video, I actually had a mangled Donaldson filter because I could not get the casing to go straight, so I had to literally mangle the filter to get it out because that casing is so strong. But anyways, this casing is incredibly thin, very, very flimsy, not a thick case at all, not a good casing. Oil filter, it feels better, I would say. It still feels like crap. It's still glued like crap. As you can see, the glue job is absolutely shit. Like, literally, there's glue on the outside of this filter. That is literally all glue from manufacturing, all over the side of this. I mean, even on the other one, there's glue all over both sides. It is just, when you buy these cheap oil filters, it is so unbelievable to me how crappily they're made. There's literally glue on the inside of that. It is just unbelievable to me how they get away with this. So both of these filters, I would say, are complete and utter crap. I would not buy them. Now the rest of the filters that Doc Diesel provides, fuel filters, air filters, they actually make those. Those have their names on them. These don't, and that's why I just don't trust these oil filters. If they actually gave you a decent oil filter with their product, I would be okay with buying it. But the fact that they don't even want to respond to my Q&A or anything when I'm asking important questions is kind of concerning to me. So that's something about Doc Diesel that I wasn't too happy about. But I had to look into these oil filters, and after I opened them up, there's literally grease, glue on the pleats of this. Just pathetic. Ever since I opened these filters up, I don't think I'll ever buy another product from them, unless if they give me a better oil filter. It's just pathetic. Just for an example, let me grab a better filter. Alright, so for video purposes, here is a Donaldson P558615. The case on this one is actually pretty thin for a Donaldson case, which I did notice. It is thinner than the one for the 6.7 Power Stroke. Has a nice spring to it, a very awesome spring. But the highlight of here is not the components. It is the quality of the filter. And all the pleats that are shredded, that was from me. That was not from them. The filter was not messed up before I got a hold of it. So, but look at the quality of the glue job. Like, there's not glue bursting out of the seams. The filter material is a much better, like a synthetic material. It's not just toilet paper. It's not like, it doesn't feel like cardboard. So I mean, it has a steel reinforcement, the glue job. So the point I'm making here is quite literally, you get what you pay for. Okay, these Donaldson filters, they run anywhere from 15 to 25 bucks, depending where you buy them. But these other ones, these budget filters, like Walmart Super Tech quality, basically, are just, you get what you pay for. And when you have the most important component of any vehicle, especially a diesel, the most important filter, this is all my opinion though, is the oil filter. If it cannot keep that crap out of your engine, then why even put it on? You might as well just run with no oil filter, because some of these oil filters are so cheap that they just will not last anything. And that's why they put on the box with some of these cheap ones, like, oh yeah, make sure you change it every 5,000 miles. That's because after 5,000 miles, there ain't going to be an oil filter left. But I'm definitely not going to run it on my own vehicle for 5,000 miles, I'll tell you that much. I would never put that on unless that was the only thing I could get until I went to the next truck stop. So, overall though, guys, not impressed with either of these oil filters provided by Doc Diesel. And I would not ever buy an oil filter from them again until they change what they're selling, because this is just pathetic. You know, they sit there and they preach on their website how all their filters meet or exceed OEM standards, and then they send you a hunk of garbage like this. That is kind of concerning as to what they're actually selling people for money, so they can make money. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or anything, comments, go ahead and throw them in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.